Welcome to Wired In. This month, we're continuing our discussion about lighting. What are some of the changes in approaches to light? Because you've been doing this, since you were 9 years old. What are some of the changes to the approaches to what lighting is, really in the last 5 or 10 years even, too?
Yeah, I mean, the approach is just really getting with design, right? It was never that before. It was this bulb replaces this one. You go to compact fluorescent, and it worked. It did the job. It saved a lot of energy, but every project is different. I mean, from a warehouse to a restaurant to a hotel to a retail space, everyone is different. So it's really trying to understand what the customer is trying to achieve. I mean, you can very drastically change your retail space where it's not the reds don't look as red.
Right.
Sometimes the facility manager doesn't understand that part of it. So you really want the merchandisers involved. And that's where, I've been in rooms where merchandisers come in and they bring all the swatches and you see the difference in colors. And I mean, things just get eliminated right away.
Well, would you include those in kind of your branding, merchandisers, design? You got to bring all that in.
Absolutely.
Plus, on the other side, then, what do you have to do? You've got operations. I guess a facility manager is more in tune with the operations people, but
right.
What are the considerations there?
Maintenance costs,
really?
Right? So that's a big piece of it. Procurement costs. You're not buying light bulbs anymore, right? So you're going to reduce that whole side of it. If you have maintenance men, if you have your own personnel putting the products in, they're now freed up. So it's all those pieces that you figure out in the payback when you do it.
And talk a little bit about how logistics changes the design. I know in some hospitality situations or some retail situations or even industrial situations, you may not be able to get to the lights the same time or the same way. How does logistics kind of fit into all that?
Yeah, hotels, for example, do not like to ever have a room unoccupied. So a lot of times they'll do all the common space, they'll do all of that, all the ballrooms and everything else. But the one piece that they don't touch is the rooms. They figure there's only 6 light bulbs in it. There could be 300 rooms, so there's energy savings there. But what they wind up doing is they wind up not using, not touching those rooms, or they wind up going out and doing a secondary kind of retrofit where when the guy turns over the room, they put in 6 new light bulbs. Those turn out to not be the best design a lot of times and it winds up not being consistent from room to room. So it's tying that all into the retrofit. Even if they're going to do it in that scenario, make sure it's the right product.
Right. I just got this picture of like an indie pit crew getting into a room.
Yeah, exactly. In and out.
Changing the lights like in 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've got my design people. I've got some branding people.
Right.
What other kinds of groups at my company do I need to talk to get them involved? IT?
Yeah.
Why would IT need to be involved in lighting?
Lighting controls, lighting, we've wound up really getting involved in everything it's not just dimming anymore. It's true building management, where you can control across your brand everything and from trash compactors to lighting to HVAC. And it's all dashboarding. So not only is it's a great idea in certain scenarios, but you can't be on their IT, right? If it's a medical facility or if it's a pharmacy, because of HEPA laws or whatever, you're not allowed to be in their system. So now you got to buy 3G for every single location for 5,000 locations.
Right.
So there's a lot of those things that you really got to figure out, where everybody approves it, then IT gets involved, and they're saying, and which wound up happening to us, is IT got involved, and they're like, you've been doing this for a year and nobody talked to us?
Right.
So, that's kind of how you learn. You got to bring IT in on the front end, and they're very specific with what they want.
Well, because
and their roles.
Lights are network devices.
Exactly. Now they are. They truly are. You could control down to the fixture itself. So every single piece, is networked.
Is that if we're installing controls, we need that? Or even if we're not installing controls, we need to bring IT in?
When you're installing controls,
really?
Mostly. Even if it's just dimming. People think local dimming has nothing to do with IT. Local dimming could have something to do with IT. That facility has got a lot of things going on in it usually.
Now, okay, so I've involved IT. Mm-hmm. What about, in an industrial sense, I've heard people talking about safety and some people like that being involved.
Absolutely. And the same thing for medical, right? So you have parking decks in hospitals, and people are in there at 4 o'clock in the morning. You have to bring safety in a lot of these facilities. Manufacturing, you need to bring in safety.
Right.
So they need to be in on the front end. and they're going to want to hit certain foot candles just to make sure. I mean, even just reading boxes in a warehouse, that's, from that side of it, there's a lot of pieces where you got to bring in.
It's sounding kind of daunting now. It sounds like I have to have everybody in my company involved in it. I'm talking myself out of this lighting retrofit now.
I'm making it sound so much harder than it is.
Well, I think all of these things are more difficult if you think about it later.
Right.
If you think about it at the beginning,
Exactly.
all of these
Yeah,
things become
exactly.
a lot easier, right?
Exactly. It's fine, and every organization's different.
Right.
There may not be a safety officer in 90% of them, so you don't bring them in. You may not be doing controls, so you don't bring in IT. But you definitely always bring in finance from the start, because a lot of people
Right.
spin wheels and then it never makes it past them.
Right.
So you just got to bring in those, the people for every organization is a little different. So you got to bring in the right people.
We're building this community around you. So comment, communicate with us. Let us know what you'd like to see, what kind of topics would be great for you to hear, and what kind of people you'd like for us to talk to. That concludes this snippet of the interview. Look for the next part of the conversation, where we're going to be talking about how to avoid technologies that limit your project and limit your choices for the future. Also, how to set up a pilot program so that you know that the technology you're using is the right business technology for your solution. Until next time, bye-bye.